to get hot, boys. Dick Durning, probably the biggest fan favorite here at Superstars of Wrestling.
Welcome to Redemption at the RCC Pavilion of Redemption. And Dick Durning looking for a bit of redemption. I mean, you kind of see him staring daggers through RJ Hooper with what happened at the last show, Coach Staff. Want to talk about that?
RJ Hooper, hit the shoulder. RJ Hooper swinging a chair and did not meet the intended mark.
I'm happy you bring up it didn't meet the intended mark. Yeah, we saw it was an accident. It was intended for pipes. He got under his skin and things obviously backfired.
Yeah, it was a crazy show, boys. I'm happy to be here. I'm pumped to be here for this show tonight, as always. Travis, I hope you're doing good after the last show. It ended kind of rough for you.
Speaking of rough, look at these two. I mean, this is awkward.
I hope Dick's is going to be able to hear RJ Hooper over that jacket.
Back there. So for those of you that weren't in attendance at our last event,
RJ
I
Hooper.
took it upon myself to come back to referee to the Maritime Wrestling scene for one night only to make sure that Wesley Boyce didn't pull his usual tricks and have an unfair advantage in your match. And you failed!
Did a stand-up job.
Hooper failed when he bought that jacket.
There's not a day in my life that I would imagine doing something intentionally to hurt you in your career.
He did.
Listen, I'm not scared of you. I'm not here to start a problem between you and I. I'll pull back the curtain. 25 years ago, when I started this business, who was the first guy that trained me? Who's the guy whose backyard I bumped around in? Whose backyard was stained with my blood and sweat while I learned this business? Yours. You see, the reality of the St. John wrestling scene is there's not a guy in that locker room from this city that didn't get their start because of you.
I can attest to that, boys. I'm one of them. How many times have you hit him in the head with a chair?
The fact of the matter is, there wouldn't be a St. John wrestling scene if it wasn't for people like you. You know what? Last month, I let Wesley Pipes intimidate me. I let him manipulate the situation. I swung for his head and I missed and I hit yours. And for that, I'm sorry. But the fact of the matter is, Jeffrey Gray set the rule out before the start of that match. It was anything goes. So I can't disqualify him. You were already out on the mat. If I let the match keep going, Wesley Pipes would have beaten a lifeless Dick Durning until the cows came home. And I would have not let that happen.
He's going to beat a lifeless Dick.
There was no pinning. One way or the other, he was getting his hand raised. He created that situation, he manipulated the situation, he got what he wanted. I didn't get what I wanted, because if you folks may have forgotten, Wesley Pipes gave me the buckle bomb in the center of this ring, took me out maliciously for no reason, unprompted. I wanted my revenge last month too, and I didn't get it either.
Should have been against you.
So here's the deal. I told you I was going to make it right. I told you I was going to make it up to you. So I went to Jeffrey Graves, I went to our owner and provider, and I made a deal. From here on out, my only job in this company is with this microphone. I will not be refereeing another match, and no, I will not be wrestling anybody in Superstars of Wrestling.
Dodged a bullet there, guys.
Jeffrey Graves made a couple of conditions for me.
Get out the dust now.
Johnny Hooper spilling his heart out here.
If it wasn't for that chair shot, we could have a new champion here this month.
So Gary, what do we have here?
My apologies, I've never gotten hold of one of these before. You've held quite a few. Trice, on the other hand, has never gotten hold of one of these. But starting on our next event, we will crown the first ever Superstars of Wrestling Cruiserweight Champion. And Jeffrey Graves has agreed that the #1 seed for that tournament will be your son, the Bloodfeather, Trice Durning.
Right. I'm down with that. I'm down with that. What an announcement.
Guess that kind of makes it up to...
And his opponent for that matchup will be the kid, Rudy Larkin.
Ooh. I spoke too soon, Gary.
So there you go, Nick. I told you I was going to make it up to you. Trice, first crack at the Cruiserweight title. How about that? Does that make it up to you? You look unimpressed.
This crowd always thinking about Dick.
Well, last month I also announced that we were going to have a very special event with our sponsors, yours, St. John Sea Dogs, February 28th at TV Station. It's going to be wrestling night with the St. John Sea Dogs. I said that Superstars of Wrestling Superstars were going to compete in those matches, and we had a very special surprise attached to that evening. On February 28th at TD Station, it will be the ace of the Maritimes, Dick Durning, against former WWE superstar, Chris Masters.
What an announcement.
There you go.
And also that evening,
The ace and the
the
masterpiece.
Muscle Beast versus the Man Beast, is ECW legend Rhyno will take on Wesley.
Oh my goodness.
Surprise.
What news for Superstars of Wrestling?
Rhyno coming to Superstars of Wrestling?
But at the end of the day, Dick, I cost you that title. So Jeffrey Graves and I have agreed you're going to get one more stab at that title. It will not be tonight, because you already got the choke artist on paper tonight. But at a future event, it will be Wesley Pipes, it will be Dick Durning, one more time.
As it should be.
Love to see it. Punch him, Dick. The hatchet has been built.
Ladies and gentlemen, your opening contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, he is the ace of the Maritimes, Dick Durning. And his opponent.
I like this matchup, boys.
From Brunswick, weighing in at 122 pounds, he is the choke artist, Jason Boa!
Jason Boa says he's for the killers. That's what he calls his fans. There is nobody in the Maritimes, I believe, more violent than the choke artist, Jason Boa.
You hear the phrase submission specialist. You hear the phrase technical wrestling. When I hear that in the Maritimes at the very least, I think of the choke artist, Jason Boa. He trained in Boston at the Snake Pit, Gary.
I'm excited at Al to bring these two together. First time matchup with the ace of the Maritimes, who can be considered one of the goats of maritime wrestling, versus who will all consider the future goat of maritime wrestling, Jason Boa.
You see Jason Boa wearing that Cannibal Corpse hoodie. I hope Dick Durning doesn't leave this match looking like he had a hammer smash face. This is going to be an intense matchup. You see the whites of Boa's eyes. He looks possessed. He looks like a snake. And will Durning be Dick?
Durning's been a little bit snake bit in the last couple months. He's wanted that championship and he hasn't been able to get it.
When you say
Right
that,
now, he's got to get through Jason Boa, the choke artist, the man who, as Travis said earlier today, hasn't had a carb since 2002.
look at man, he's a specimen. But you mentioned being snake bitten. Jason Boa also coming off a shock loss to Genesis. He had the upper hand the whole match and out of nowhere got shock upset. So both these men have their backs against the wall.
I got to say, I was impressed by Genesis. I was not expecting Genesis to take the W that night against Jason Boa. You know Jason Boa is going to want to avenge that tonight. Paul passed ahead of him when you were facing off against the ace of the Maritime.
And we have the blue Josh. You said this was a good match. Then you haven't even touched.
Yeah.
And they're chanting, this is awesome.
Yeah. This is awesome chance before a match. Even Starts knows we're in for a great show.
And you know you have an Atlantic-Canadian dream matchup when both these men have you in a racket and we're getting that chance.
Also noticed Jason Boa conspicuous by our actions, no Lady Poison at ringside. So that way.
Hey, you know what? I'm never going to complain about a fair fight. You might have an issue with that, but...
Hey, you know what, Jason Boa, though, I give it credit where it's due to Lady Poison. If memory serves, she didn't really get involved.
That's, you know what?
That match with
fair,
Genesis.
Fair, Kotsab.
Jason Boa is violent, but he tends to be an honorable competitor.
This is true. This is true. He loves violence, but he wants to inflict it himself, and that's why he's flying solo tonight.
This is a hard-hitting affair. Two big boys against each other.
Absolutely.
Oh, nice hit down.
Go. Ooh. You see Durning trying to go guard here as Boa trying to pass guard. Those leg kicks kind of remind me of Inoki versus Ali, 50-odd years ago. And I mentioned that catch-as-can style. You think of, a Frank Gotch, you think of a Billy Robinson, and to me, Jason Boa is like that template.
Yep, he fits the same bill for sure.
I can't see what's quite going on. I believe we have a surfboard going on.
Looks like it.
Dick Durning gonna hang 10 here. Oh, Durning though, able to reverse the pressure. You got a crossface, a LaBelle lock. Speaking of martial arts legends, Jean LaBelle.
Dick Durning, another thing too that you guys might not know, unless you've trained with him like I had the privilege of doing, Durning, big MMA fan. Durning has trained in some MMA styles. You would normally think this would be a bit of a styles clash being in there with Jason Boa, but Durning is no slouch on the mat.
I was not privy to that information, but it is showing here tonight. We kind of got a stalemate in the technical wrestling aspect, what Boa usually thrives at, though he has the upper hand right now.
That's why we're thankful to have this man here with us on commentary to fill us in from what we don't know.
Here we go. Looks like a backslide, and Boa able to kick out.
I don't blame Durning for going for that backslide. It's going to take a lot more than that to pin Jason Boa's shoulders to that mat.
Absolutely. Myers is in position. Both these men staring each other down. Dick Durning dressed like Vegeta tonight. I would argue he is the Super Saiyan of Atlantic Canadian wrestling.
Yeah, you are right, he is. The fans definitely love him.
Go. O'Connor roll from Boa. We mentioned that old school
Look
style.
at that.
Brilliant.
Technical wrestling.
Pinfall from Durning, but again, Boa able to kick out.
You don't normally see that style with Durning. Durning is, he's known to kind of take to the air a little bit, despite being his larger frame than most of the guys he's in there with. But I gotta wonder if Boa's caught off guard with the fact, though, at Durning being so mat-based. I don't think he was expecting that counter.
Well, I've heard you use this phrase before, Josh, the five-tool player. They use in baseball. I really think Durning, when it comes to pro wrestling, is a five-tool player.
He can definitely adapt and fly when he needs to. This is surprising to me. I thought it would be a hard-hitting affair, but it's been more technical right off the bat.
The only way someone can beat Dick Durning is if they get in his head. I've always been much smaller than Durning. I could not brawl with Durning. I could not out-wrestle Durning. I had to use on wits and my brain and get in his head and play mind games. That was the only fighting chance someone like me could ever have. but frankly, it's the only fighting chance anybody has against Durning.
Well, you know, his greatest strength is his greatest weakness, and that's he wears his heart on his sleeve.
That's right. You see it right now. And look, Boa's doing it right now. That slap on the back. Boa now learning that he can't use his typical mat-based technique against Durning.
And Durning just paintbrushes Boa.
Drop the taste out of his mouth.
Boa wants the violence.
Now this is the matchup.
Wow. I think Boa just lost one of those snake fangs. Both men exchanging in the middle of the ring. This is strong style.
Started to say about how you need to get in Durning's head, play those mind games. Good Lord.
Boa through his sternum and echoing out the RCCG Pavilion.
These guys, amazing.
Look, Boa likes it. I'm telling you, look at the smile.
Yeah, he
the
seems
guy's
to
sick in
enjoy
the head.
This would have caved a normal man's chest in.
Oh, and he blocks it. Oh, again.
Brute kicks.
Oh my goodness. That spinning kick staggers Durning. Drop down. Boa now. Oh, what was he thinking? Durning catches a leg.
See, look, Durning is way more
beautiful.
Durning way more adverse on that mat than I think Boa gave him credit for initially. So now Boa's escalating it. Boa's starting to bring out that violence that he's known to do.
Yeah, to me, Jason Boa is like a fusion chef of violence. He's got European, he's got Japanese style. As I say that, he's doing kicks similar to Toshiaki Kawada and follows up with a famouser.
Wow, what a famouser that was hit.
That's it.
This is definitely the unstoppable force versus the immovable object.
Josh, what's it like to have your arm bent back in that position?
It looks as comfortable, or it feels as comfortable as it looks.
Oh,
I can imagine.
Transitioning.
And that is even worse.
Transitioning from the Kimura to small joint manipulation. And now, look at that. Look at this, like, a human arm's not supposed to move that way.
And you take the man's arm out, how is he going to hit you with moves if he can't pick you up?
This is true.
Guys, I can't see it for sure. I just noticed referee Scott Myers putting on the latex gloves. That is a sure sign that we have some color in the ring.
I hate to see it, but as
I'm kind of alright with it. This thing is kind of fun.
I mean, I know you in a thick of history, but
we're all right
you
now.
mentioned it'd be hard hitting. Oh, and he just punted that arm. Pardon me. I mean, he was working on it and then follows up with a punt.
It's definitely, Boa is focusing in a certain area, and limb manipulation, he knows what he's doing.
Listen, man.
I can't see from here where that blood is coming from, but I can't even.
It's from the hairline of Durning, I believe. He's nursing that arm.
And look, Boa like snake in the grass, preying on Durning.
Oh, what a huge chop. And like a cobra, he strikes. Jason Boa going airborne. A little more Dick's wheelhouse if you ask me, but hey.
This is different. I'm curious.
A shotgun drop kick from the top rope.
I'm wrong. It seems to work for him.
What a house of fire Jason Boa is.
Jason Boa is one of the competitors that impressed me the most last month, and to be able to take it to Dick Durning of all people like this.
What's the strategy behind this? Boa getting in the chant for his opponent.
I think
It's the first time I've ever seen that.
That's Boa, I think, probably rubbing it in the audience's head. He thinks that it doesn't matter how many cheers his opponent's going to get. He's going to continue to dish out punishment.
All I know is Dick Durning is leaving this match without the use of his left arm. It's been twisted, it's been contorted, it's been kicked, it's been tied into a pretzel.
It's been snapped.
The other thing, too, that's interesting about your arm getting worked over like that, your shoulder area, it takes a long time to heal.
We've seen wrestlers out for a year and a half with shoulder injuries.
The shoulder injury. There's a wrestler right now, Bianca Belair broke her finger, right? He's working over the finger, and she hasn't been seen in a year on WWE television, but Boa working over the hand, working over the arm, working over the shoulder. It takes a long time for that to recover.
That's a fantastic point, but the one tangible we haven't mentioned is the crowd and how Dick thrives off it. Arm or no arm, he's going to fight for them.
Yep.
And look at that flapjack.
And Boa is sometimes a fan favorite too, but it's hard to be a fan favorite when you're in the ring with Dick.
I thought Durning's
that was it.
I thought Durning's head was going to hit the ceiling on that flapjack, Kotsab.
The lower ceiling at this particular venue, you got to wonder how that plays into the athletes' minds. Jason Boa, you can tell maybe hesitated a little bit on that shotgun missile drop kick.
It's in a way, the ceiling's an opponent itself.
Look at Boa, got that armbar in. I can't tell from here. Is Durning at the ropes and Boa's just refusing to break the hold, or?
He's a little bit away. He can't quite get there. Myers signaling to us that Durning has not made it to the ropes. All I know is that Durning is twisted and contorted right now.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's in a comfortable position.
Boa working on that shoulder area.
Scott Myers checking on Durning. He's not one to quit. Let's be honest.
Scott Myers, I think Scott Myers comes from a long line of quitters.
You would say.
Or are you talking about Durning?
Probably Durning.
Oh, okay, all right.
He's falling for the finisher.
See an execution, snake pit style of Boa has his way. In the fireman's carry now. That's a big man to have up there. What's Boa thinking? Durning able to reverse this. Oh, ducks a kick, follows up with a Pele kick.
Pele, king of the soccer field. To be king of the ring, you gotta be the ace of the Maritimes.
I've talked Japanese style, I've talked European style. Dick taking a page from Brazil on that maneuver.
He was. Both men are kind of trying to come back here. We're going to see who gets their feet first.
Here we go.
Here's Jason Boa.
Corner to corner, we gotta stare down. It's like the Old West. When you would have those showdowns in the middle of town. Here we go.
This match has outlived my expectations.
Oh! Durning staggers back, but answers back. Boa might get on his feet.
Look at Durning, though, going right back to that shoulder. He threw that right hand and immediately grabbed his shoulder that he's favoring.
That's why he's throwing with the right, because that left has been massacred in this match. Something has got to give Gary Daniels.
One of their heads eventually is going to give. Or a jaw. Durning trying to get the upper hand now.
Oh, and a neck breaker from Dick Durning.
Durning's coming back.
Not able to capitalize though, that left arm still hurting. Trying to get to St. John's crowd behind him. Oh, and a running boot to Boa. And I love this. Bulldog through the ropes. Boa's head driven into a second turn.
Nice patent move from Mr. Durning. I've seen him do that many
That
times.
one hurt Durning's shoulder going through the ropes like that.
A little bit of kamikaze there from Dick Durning. Hurt himself to hurt his opponent. But split-legged moonsault.
Put him into a choke.
He turned into a triangle choke, Gary. Good eyes there. And Durning in big trouble.
What a reversal.
RJ Hooper mentioned at the start of our show tonight that Dick Durning will be getting another match for the championship against Wesley Pipes.
Yep.
Can you imagine what it would mean for Jason Boa to defeat the current #1 contender?
That's a good point. Oh, and a sit-up powerbomb from that triangle choke, and that's not it. I know this man's not popular in the world of pro wrestling now, but I think back to Pride when Rampage Jackson did that to Ricardo Arona.
Yeah.
But somehow, Jason Boa is still in this match, Kotsab.
The guy is a machine. I am very glad there were no Jason Boas when I was in the ring.
You do bring up a good point, Kotsabasakis. If Boa does get this win tonight, management's going to have to make some decisions. If he's being the #1 contender, Mr. Durning.
Oh,
Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it with that shoulder.
was thinking pearl necklace, Boa though, a rear naked choke. He's won many matches with this move.
The choke artist is gonna put Durning to sleep in St. John, New Brunswick.
But look at Durning. Page from Boa's book. Durning now. Oh, into a crucifix pin and gets it!
Steals the win!
Jake Durning turned that rear naked choke into a crucifix pin and wins it.
Win that back.
And Boa, for the second time, had victory snatched away from him at the last second.
I think that Durning survived that match.
That's what he does best at survive.
He is a survivor.
Look what he did. This match was so much about using pages from your opponent's playbook. Durning used that small joint manipulation that Boa likes to use to turn that choke into a crucifix pin.
I said it earlier, Dick Durning, he is better at the back game than people give him credit for, and I think Boa found that out tonight.
He's beside himself. He has nothing to be ashamed of. That was a battle. That's one of the best openers I've ever seen, Gary. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I enjoyed it too. Way better. It was better than I anticipated, actually. But you were right. They used each other against them.
Sorry, Gary, I didn't mean to cut you off. That's a lot you don't see from Durning too often. He's got a lot of respect for Jason Boa.
How can you not? How can you not after a war?
Durning's gonna punch him in the face.
Will you stop? You asked me the proper way to spell Durning's R-E-S-P-E-C-T, because he lives and dies by respect. There might be a little bit of bad blood here, but they respect each other as warriors.
Jason Boa is not done here with superstars. I can see him.
Somebody hit someone. Will you stop? God forbid we witness sportsmanship here.
This place, boys, it's completely packed.
Completely packed.
I don't think we can barely fit anybody else in here.
Not just packed, this crowd is hot. We are ready for wrestling.
You're showing Jason Boa the respect he deserves. I
He
like
deserves
it.
it.
He'll be back, he said.
Boa's saying I'll be back.
I certainly hope so. After that contest,